Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers has shown himself to be every bit as lawless as Hannah Dugan, the judge who was arrested for aiding and abetting the illegal immigrant, helping him evade arrest from the ICE agents who were waiting outside of her courthouse, or rather courtroom. They were waiting patiently for his proceeding to be over because he was in a hearing about domestic abuse where, from what I've read, he pummeled some individual over 30 times. And instead of him facing his fate with the ICE agents, because he is not a citizen of the country, this judge instead illegally ushered him out the back and helped him evade these federal agents. And this would be something that you would think maybe the governor, regardless of party affiliation, would condemn, because it is clearly illegal. It is clearly obstruction. But however, instead of condemning her actions, Governor Evers essentially did the exact opposite. Instead, he sent instructions to state employees for as to how to act when encountering ICE agents or other federal agents at their workplace. This is a step-by-step instruction manual telling his state employees, hey, listen, if you encounter ICE agents, if you counter federal employees, this is how you act. This is how you evade them. This is how you make their life harder. Do not comply. And this is from the state of Wisconsin Department of Administration. So this is directly from the governor's office. It's absolutely incredible. And this is what it says. Instructions for state employees encountering ICE or other federal agents at their workplace. Number 1, stay calm and don't rush. Notify your supervisor immediately. Number 2, ask the agent, A, for their name and to see their government-issued badge. Verify the agent's stated identity and agency against the information on their badge. Ask them why they are at your workplace. Ask to see any documents supporting their reason for being there. If they reference a judicial or administrative warrant, ask for a copy of the document to retain while you consult with your attorney. Ask to have a seat in a public area, ideally in a space that is separate from the rest of the office, such as an enclosed waiting room. Number 3, call your office of legal counsel and speak directly with an attorney. This applies regardless of whether or not the agent was presented a judicial or administrative warrant, has presented a judicial administrative warrant. If you do not reach an attorney, ask the agent to come back at another time after you have been able to consult with your attorney. 4, do not do any of the following. Do not answer questions, including when an agent asks about someone you know or presents a warrant with an individual name. Do not give the agent access to any paper files or computer systems without speaking to your attorney, including when the agent presents a warrant. Do not give your consent for the agent to enter into a non-public area. The agent must have a judicial warrant to do this, and your attorney will advise you on what areas are covered by a warrant. Examples of public areas include reception, waiting areas, and lobbies, restrooms available to the public, and other common areas accessible by members of the public without screening or escort, this is ironic because this is where the ICE agents were waiting. I read the actual criminal complaint, and they were asked to wait outside the courthouse, or not the courthouse, but the courtroom rather. It was courtroom 615. And they were patiently waiting, being very gracious, complying with the requests of the court, of the staff of the court. And Dugan came out and talked to them. She was very angry. And of course, you know the rest of the story, where she went back in the courthouse and she ushered this individual out a non-public exit. Now, number 5, remember that every state employee has a duty to protect confidential data and information collected or maintained by the state of Wisconsin in state offices and electronic filing systems. Because of this, state employees may not grant ICE or other agents access to any such data or information absent authorization from their legal counsel pursuant to a valid judicial warrant. So this is coming directly from the governor's office, Governor Evers. And this is the scene outside the courthouse in Milwaukee. So he is not condemning this. He is supporting this lawlessness of a judge who is supposed to uphold the law, who is supposed to be a shining example of a law-abiding citizen, and instead she flagrantly violates the law. And the Democrats are all coming to her aid. And what does this tell to citizens? That the law does not matter. And this clearly is getting across to the constituents in Wisconsin, because this is the scene outside the courthouse where they're protesting this judge being arrested. Take a look.
Escucha, estamos en la lucha. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No due process, no peace. No due process, no peace. Boom.
So, no due process, no peace. I mean, what kind of due process are they talking about? Are they talking about due process for Hannah Dugan? Are they talking about due process for an illegal alien? Because he had an expedited deportation order, and that's his due process. He got his due process, every bit of it. And, you know, one of the biggest criticisms I'm seeing from some of these fence sitters, some of these people who are saying, well, yeah, Hannah Dugan, she did something wrong, but this is a really bad look. This is really bad for the community. Why make her arrest so public? Well, it's because of stuff like this. This is a trend that's going on. This is happening in leadership all over the country with Democrats, senators, representatives, of course, governors, where they are flagrantly saying that they are not following these laws. They are saying that they are going to help illegal aliens evade ICE. And just for one example, here's New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy on tape admitting that he hid an illegal alien in his house. And you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the judge in New Mexico that just got caught very recently. This governor here, this New Jersey governor, Phil Murphy, is probably regretting saying what he said based off of the past few days. Like I said, it reminds me of this judge in New Mexico who just got caught with a Trinidad Agua gang member living at his home. But here is New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy on tape admitting to hiding an illegal alien. Take a listen.
Talking about, I don't want to get into too much detail, but there's someone in our broader universe whose immigration status is not yet at the point that they are trying to get it to. And we said, you know what, let's have her live at our house above our garage. And good luck to the feds coming in to try to get her.
So, I mean, you obviously, if you listen to what he's saying, he's speaking in these really vague, almost these vague terms where legally you can't say he's doing what he's doing, or you can't really put a finger on concretely that this person has an illegal status, but he's speaking in context so everyone knows what he is referring to. This individual, essentially, is not at the point where she wants to be. So therefore, if you kind of translate that, this individual is not yet an American citizen. So he let her stay at his place. And he says, hey, good luck to ICE for trying to find her because I'm hiding her out. So this is an example as to why it is important for public officials, judges, when they commit these illegal actions. I mean, especially something as flagrant as what Hannah Dugan did, ushering this illegal immigrant outside the courthouse, hiding him. A public arrest is absolutely warranted because it's not just the community we're talking about here. It's the fact that she went to those links to do this, number one. Number two, it sends a message to all the other public officials. Hey, we're not messing around here. We're not playing games. If you really want to go the extra mile and not just with your rhetoric say that you're going to do X, Y, and Z, or that you shouldn't comply with federal agencies or ICE agents, but you actually do the thing, you actually do the crime, you might want to think twice because we have a judge here and, we don't see public officials get arrested very often. We don't see judges get arrested very often. So it's something that sent shockwaves through the country. And of course, Democrats are crying out saying, I can't believe Trump arrested a sitting judge. Well, that is the intended effect, because if you are a public official and you are doing these things, or even if you're not a public official, if you are someone who is just a normal person and you're taking the advice, this bad advice from a public official advising you to do these things, you're going to think twice. And that's why it's important to have an example like Hannah Dugan set to where this doesn't happen. But what do you guys think? Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Tony Evers, I mean, this guy. I mean, so the draft was held in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I just have to bust on Tony Evers for a second, because how did this guy get elected as governor of Wisconsin? I mean, it's absolutely embarrassing. Here's Tony Evers promoting this, all excited about the draft in Green Bay. I mean, how did this soy boy get elected governor of Wisconsin? Come on, Wisconsin, do better. Like, look at how he throws the ball. Look at how he runs. Like, this is obviously a guy who's like never touched a football in his entire life. But yeah, let me know what you think about all this. What do you think about Tony Evers coming out and telling his state employees, hey, this is how you evade ICE. This is how you make their job harder, even though the country is wanting these illegal immigrants gone, because we've had millions flood over the border. That's one of the reasons why Donald Trump was elected in the first place. But comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I'll see you on the next one.